Hi, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today, because I think today we'll do a painting that you'll certainly enjoy. Let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to paint along with us. While they're doing that, let me show you what I've got done today. I have my standard old pre-stretched double prime canvas, but today I've taken, as you can plainly see on the bottom, I've put liquid black, and on the top liquid white, and then I've just sort of blended them together, so there's just a graduation from solid black to solid white. And I think we'll just have some fun. Now, liquid black is exactly the same thing as liquid white. The only difference is the pigment in it is black rather than white. And it allows you to create some beautiful, beautiful effects. All right, let's start today. Let's use phthalo blue. It's a fantastic day here, and I hope it is wherever you're at. And phthalo blue is just such a beautiful, beautiful color. It's a warm, warm blue. And let's go right up in here, making our little X's and crisscrossy strokes. And let's just put in a happy little sky here. Just one that's a lot of fun. There. Something like so. That's all there is to it. But make these little crisscross strokes. It blends better, and it leaves little actions in your sky that looks like there's beautiful things happening very, very easily. There. And this truly is the lazy man's way to paint. We work with big brushes and fantastic colors, and we try to make painting as simple as possible, but yet to look like a real painting. All right, a little more of that blue color. Maybe right in here. We'll just tap. I'm just going to tap in some basic little cloud shapes. There. Something about like so. We'll just let our imagination take us wherever we want to go today. Just all kinds of little shapes and forms up here in the sky. Because on this piece of canvas, you truly are the creator. You can make any illusion that you desire. All right, I'm going to take a little, this is a very soft blending brush, and I'm going to begin blending this, working with it, just playing, having fun. All right, I want to blend this out till it's very, very soft, very gentle. And this brush, as I mentioned earlier, is very soft, very, very soft. You can blend right over color without disturbing it too much. All right, put a little color right on that brush. I'm just using still the phthalo blue, that's all. And we'll just put in all kinds of little indications. There. And I'm using just the corner at times, just to blend it, to sort of stir it up, to mix it up. Try different effects, because as you know, we don't make any mistakes. We just have happy accidents. So anything that happens here, you can work with it. You really and truly can work with it. There. Something about like that. So we're just creating all kinds of illusions. And you decide how many clouds live in your world, or how few. Maybe you don't want any clouds. That's okay too. Because you can do anything that you desire on this canvas. There. All right. And down in here, where we begin to touch the black, we'll just begin blending color together. Here and there, we'll take a little white. Just a little titanium white right on the same brush. And begin blending in some pretty little areas right in there. Still using just the blender brush. See there, it creates a whole different plane there, right there in the sky, just by putting a little white on there. Makes some beautiful effects. This liquid black can do great things for you, especially in areas where you know there's going to be a lot of dark color. Or if you want to gray a painting. Traditionally, painters use a lot of gray. This will do it automatically for you. Automatically. Let's go. Wherever you want some little light areas, just drop them in. A little white. There. And that's something though that you can create a sky like that in just a matter of a minute or two. You can do it. You can do it. There. And this is a nice sky if you want to put rays of light. It'd be very easy to do. I don't think we'll do that today, but it'd be very easy. Practice doing some little things like that and see what kind of effects you get. There, I took a little blue. I'm going to firm that cloud up a little, right in there. Just make that little cloud a little stronger. All right. Something about like so. And that's really, with that liquid black on there and liquid white, that's really about all we need. Something about like that. You have to decide how far down it comes. Okay, let's wash a brush. That's the fun part. Little blender brush is not as much fun to wash as a big 2-inch brush, but it's not bad. It doesn't splash as far. Tell you what, I've got a dirty 2-inch brush here, just so we can get even with the crew. I'll wash you too. All right, that's better. That's much better. A lot more fun. Now let's take us a little fan brush. I'm gonna use number 3 fan brush. Take a little white, a little bit of the blue, maybe a touch of crimson in it. Ooh, nice color. Nice color. I like that. A little more blue, darken it up just a wee bit more. There, nice color. Maybe way back here in the background, maybe there lives just a happy little mountain. Let's see if that's dark enough to stand out. We just want it to stand out from the sky. It's far away. Far, far away. Little bump right there. See there? That's all there is to it. Want this to be a quiet, quiet little mountain. Just barely can see him. There. Something about like so. And that's all we're looking for. I'm going to highlight that a little bit, and I'll continue to use a fan brush. Let me wash it off. Good enough. We'll take a little bit of the titanium white and just load a little onto the fan brush. Like so. Once again, this is a number 3 fan brush, but you could use a number 6, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just want to highlight that a little so it stands out. All right. See how easy that is? Gives the impression of a little mountain that's far, far away. I spent a lot of time in Japan, and in Japan there's a lot of paintings of Mount Fuji that look similar to this. Of course, this doesn't look like Mount Fuji, but I mean painted this way. And it's a super, super way of doing it. It's very simple. Even if you've never painted a mountain, this is very easy. You can do that. See, maybe there's a little duder right there. It's up to you. Up to you where you want them. But I want this one to be so far away that you can't see any detail. Just that there's a mountain that lives way back in the distance. All right. Now then, let's have some fun. Let's take our old 2-inch brush. Since we have the black up here, the liquid black, we don't need to put some dark color in first like we normally would. Normally we would put dark color in. So I'm just going to take a little bit of sap green, a little of the yellows, mix them together, and just mix them all together on the brush. That way you get layers of color within the bristles. You couldn't do this intentionally if you tried. Let the brush work. Okay, let's go up in here. Now maybe, right back here at the base of our mountain, we can begin to see just some little things that grow right up the side here. About like that. See there? That's all there is to it. Just follow the angles in the mountain. And we'll push that mountain way far away. A little bit of bright red now and then too. Just to, oh yeah, a little too much. There. Just to flavor it. Just to flavor it. A little more color. But see, it's picking up that liquid black that's under there. And it grays all the colors, makes them look very soft and very muted. Creates wonderful effects. There. But you can make hills and valleys, little plains, meadows, anything that you want back here. In your world, you can create any illusion that makes you happy. There we go. Put just the least little touch of paint thinner on the brush. If you have trouble making the paint stick, add at least a little touch of paint thinner. There we go. Begin thinking about the lay of the land and how it flows, how it curves in here. Because that's very simple to do, and it makes your painting special. There. Something about like so. Wherever. Tell you what, you know me, I love trees. I think this is a good place to, let's have a tree. Let me find another fan brush. There's a fan. Let's take some midnight black. Prussian blue. Prussian blue is much stronger. Maybe a little Van Dyke, a little crimson, a little sap green. All the dark colors, basically. Just mix them together like that. But it should look very dark, almost black. If you put a little white with it, you'll see it has a blue base, but it should look black on the palette. Let's take our fan brush, load it full of color, both sides. Both sides. All right, let's go up in here and have some fun. Maybe back here in our world, there's a little stand of trees live right in here. This is a very, very easy way of making the indication of a lot of trees. Load the brush till it's very sharp, till it's to a chisel edge. See there? And then it'll make, looks like individual little trees. They just hide back here somewhere. And decide where they, how far down the hill they go. There. Okay, then we got to decide how far up the hill they go. You have to make all these big decisions when you have power. There. All right. Now we have a whole stand of trees. Group of them. Maybe, I'll tell you what, maybe far away, right back in here. You can see the indication of some that live far, far away. These aren't as dark, and they're not as distinct. So wait till your brush is almost out of paint, and then do those. And do those little rascals. Now we can go back. Let me find here's a clean brush. I want to lift upward. That'll just smooth the paint out and make it sort of fit together. Back to my little brush. It has our sap green and all the yellows on it. Load a little more color. Little more color. And let's go right in here. Then you decide where the bottom of the stand of trees is, and you just sort of cut it off. You didn't know you had so much power, did you? You really can do this. Can move mountains, trees, mighty rivers. This would be a good place to put a little river. There. As you paint, you begin to see things. Don't worry about what you're going to paint. Just start painting. Have a general idea in your mind. All you need to know is the time of day and the time of year. You need to know the time of year, so you'll know whether there's snow or whether it's springtime. It's all you really have to know. Just have a basic idea in your mind. Take off. Go. Do it. All right. Yeah, I'm going to put a big tree right there. This is your bravery test. I like big trees. A lot of paint on the brush. A lot of paint. Let's go right up in here. You ready? How about right there? Big tree. I mean, that's a big tree. Let's do a little push-up tree today, where we push the little branches upward. In some parts of the country, evergreens grow with branches that lift up. In other parts, they hang down. It just sort of depends on where you happen to be. And you can do them either way that you want them. It's up to you. We just want to show you as many ways as possible to create effects, and then you do it however you want. Because painting is a very individual thing. As I've mentioned over and over on this show, each of us, each and every one of us, will see nature through different eyes. And that's what you are to paint, is what you see and the way you see it. Art is an expression of self. Express yourself. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. The only rule that I adhere to in painting is that it should make you happy and you should enjoy it. If you comply with that rule, then how can you go wrong? There. Boy, that is a big tree. I'll tell you what, let me mix up a little more paint. I think he needs a friend. You know me, I think everybody needs a friend. Same colors again. I don't want that old tree to get lonely. Let's give him a little friend that lives right here, right there. Just like so. There he comes. Isn't this liquid black neat though? Once again, if you have paintings that in your mind you think there's going to be a lot of dark areas, or you just want to gray the overall tone of the painting, the liquid black will do wonderful, wonderful things for you that are very difficult to do without it. It takes a lot of work to do what it will do automatically, basically. Now then, let's take a little dark sienna, a little Van Dyke, a little white. We'll mix it together, get a little roll of paint. Let's put the indication here and there of a little tree trunk. You won't see all of it, so don't worry about it. Just here and there. Just here and there. We'll take a little bit of that tree color, mix it with the yellows, and instantly we'll have green. And with that, a little bit more. There. Now make this quite dark. Quite dark. Evergreens are pretty dark in value. All right, now we can go right along in here, and let's just put in a few highlights. Let's do the tree that's, I think that tree's in the background. So we'll do it first. Then we'll come back, change the flavor or change the color just a wee bit. And let's go right up in here and put some highlights on this old tree. We don't want him left out. But just push upward. Think about where the limbs and branches would live and just drop them in. Drop them in. Don't kill all the dark. I know sometimes it gets feeling good. And you don't want to stop. I get letters all the time say I covered up my entire evergreen tree. Leave a lot of dark in the evergreen. A lot of dark. There, darker, darker down toward the base. And that should happen automatically because your brush is picking up this dark color and you're running out of paint. It should automatically get darker down toward the base. Let the natural action of the brush and everything work for you. Let's take a little bit of this green color. And, oh, I know, I see it. I'm gonna take a little brown. Excuse me, I get excited. I see things happening in here. Take a little brown, a little black, mix it together, a little white. There. All right, let's go. We said there could be a river there. I think in my world today, I'm gonna have maybe a little path. Just goes right back through there. We just take the fan brush and drop it in. That easy. We don't know where it goes. Don't care. Now back to my 2-inch brush. Had the grassy colors on it, and maybe, see, there it is. Maybe put a little liquid white on there. I want to brighten the color and thin it at the same time. The liquid white will brighten the color, see, a little bit brighter. Now I'm just using the corner of the brush, just the corner. That's all you need. Darker, darker, darker. All right, maybe over in here. Every once in a while I'm adding a little bright red. Maybe, see, we'll just, there you go. That comes right out from behind the tree. You just make the decision. You decide where all these little planes live. You can just, I'm sorry, I get excited because so many things you can create and you can see in your painting as you work with this. There. My son Steve, boy, he's a dynamite painter, and he's so young and he gets so excited over this. It's nice to see young people get excited over something like this. He's 27 years old, and he's been painting since he was 12. He sold his first painting when he was 12. I don't think he's ever worked again. He found out that painting can be fun, and he can make a happy buck or two off of it. All right. See, you can just create layer after layer after layer. But it's picking up the black, it's on the canvas, and it'll gray everything automatically. Makes a very nice effect. Let's go back to our little fan brush where we were making a path. Maybe this old path just sneaks right around here. There it comes, there it comes. See there? You can have it just go anywhere you want. But that's just a gray color on top, so it shows. Now you can sort of give it a bend like that to make it look like it's recessed, or any way you want to. Absolutely any way that you want to. Now maybe over here on this side we need something. Let's have another tree or two. Another little tree. There. Okay, just give it a little upward push. Something about like so. Just decide where the little tree lives. Drop it in. Drop him in. There we go. Now you can make any kind of tree you want. Maybe you want a tree that, maybe you want a maple tree here. That's okay. You decide. You decide. I'm gonna put another one right there. Oh, right over my little mountain. Well, you could have a little naked spot in your tree so you can still see some of your mountain. Because trees don't always grow perfect. They're like us people. We have some faults. At least a few. That tree reminds me, it's my little squirrel pea pod that you've seen so many times. That'd be a perfect place for him to live. In fact, today I've got him in my pocket here. It was a little chilly when we were filming this show, so I left him at home and I brought his little cartoon equal here. Isn't he a mess? That's Peapod the pocket squirrel. There. We finally turned him into a cartoon. He became so popular, especially with my young friends, that we've actually made a cartoon out of that rascal. Here we are. A few little highlights on there. Let's have some fun. I'm gonna take some black. Just plain old midnight black, maybe a little Van Dyke brown in it. And I'm gonna thin it down with paint thinner. I wanna make it very, very thin. Just put paint thinner in it. And I'm gonna make some big stones. Then we'll take some white and mix with a little bit of that. So we have two different values. We've got the same basic color, only one of them has white in it. And that way we can have a highlight and a shadow. Let me grab a little black and put in there. Ooh, yeah, that looks good. But the paint is very thin. Very thin. We'll take our little oval brush. I'm going to load both sides with a dark. A lot of dark color. Once again, this is very thin. One side and one side only through the light color. And maybe we can go out here. And maybe there's some big old stones that live out here. You decide. You decide where they live. Shoot, maybe right here at the base of this old tree, there's a stone or two. And you can put these things anywhere you want them. Just like it. It's a neat way to make a stone, and it can make the highlight and the shadow all in one stroke. Then we'll put some little grassy areas right around here. Something about like so. But that easy. You can do unbelievable things. Maybe we got a second left here. Maybe you want to change your mind. See this tree here? Let's bring it all the way down to the bottom so it's in the foreground. It's that easy. You can do it. Put a little highlight on it. And that easy. You pull that tree right here into the foreground. Shoot, I think we about have a finished painting. This liquid black is wonderful. I hope you try it. And if you have time, take a photograph of your work. Send it to us. We'd love to see what you're doing. We'll sign this one and call it done. There. With that, we have a finished painting. And from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting, and God bless, my friend.